Hello, Pedro. Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you.
Today, I would like to also discuss with you one important question related to VDA 6.3, process approach. This is really something which is not new, but I really would like to emphasize you that this audit is not a ready prescription with the checklist, but this is process approach application to audit the process.
Yeah.
Will you?
Okay. Let me show you our nice turtle. And now people might be thinking, but that's for IATF audits. No. This is for this approach, the process approach. In fact, it's for IATF audits, VDA 6.3 audits, MMOG audits, CQI audits. Okay, all of those you can find the process approach written on the books. And what is the process approach? The process approach is to look for the process that we are auditing, in this case, a manufacturing process, stamping, plastic injection, but seeing it from an integrated point of view. So let's imagine that we are going to audit a plastic injection company. They inject, they paint, and they assemble the parts. So what we need to do is, what are the inputs? What goes into the process, what goes out from the process, that will be the input for the other process step. So you can start asking, okay, but an input, what will it be? Will it be material? Will it be work instructions? What will it be? The question, and this is not my comment, I heard this first time on the IATF person, the first approach is, doesn't matter. What matters is that you identify the risk with that. If we are talking about VDA 6.3, for P6, we will have a support that, because P6 is all built up around the turtle. So if you talk about P6 as input, there will be the input from project, there will be inputs from engineering changes, but there will be the input for the material, the quantities, the packaging, the identifications, and so on. As output, we will have also material, but already the processed material that might be going to the customer or to the next process step. But to transform that material, we need methods, we need people, quantity of people, but trained and competent people. We need materials that can be machines, that can be measuring equipment that need to be maintained or calibrated. In the case of measuring equipments, we need the workspace. And to be a process, we need to measure it. So typically OEE, scrap, fulfillment, and so on. For P6, this is clear because the standard is built as such. But for any other part of the audit, the approach must also be this one. For P5, for P7, it's typical, it's very well, it's easy to correlate. But even if you are doing an audit for P2, P3, P4, we need to consider this in terms of this process approach. So this has changed a lot in the last years. Many years ago, a VDA 6.3 was almost a checklist to fill in. It's not the objective. You can find the word questionnaire in the book, but questionnaire, it means that you perform the turtle analysis, you perform the risk analysis, and based on that, you have specific questions for the audit. And during the audit, you need to follow the process, you need to follow the interfaces, and focus always on the risks on those processes and those interfaces. And those interfaces can be also with areas, support areas, like HR, like maintenance, like laboratory, and that's where you are going to get the findings. Then you work as an auditor is to allocate your findings to the VDA 6.3 requirements and classify those. So that's why this process approach is very well spread over the automotive industry, and it applies not only here, but in so many other cases.
Additionally to process approach, when I'm doing training, especially in IATF, I'm always encouraging participants to also remember that in every element you can find some risk. So exactly what you've said, risk-based thinking, again, here is strongly incorporated.
Yes.
And it's not a prescription of ready-to-use questions. You have to have a wide spectrum of the data you can see around the process, yes.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much, Pedro.
Thank you,
Now,
Anita.
I think I would like to ask you now about extremely important question, and I guess everyone will be very interested in this. What will be the changes in new edition of VDA 6.3? So hear you in another episode. Thank you.
Thank you very much.